Hello. Hi, Muthu. How are you? Hello, Shanti, Sabrina, Satya. Hi, Maureen, Natalie, Bindu. Welcome, all of you. Hello, Shivani. And who's recording today? Shanti? Okay. Good. I have Shivani given you the interpretation. Thank you very much. So welcome, everybody. I am just going to share my screen with you. Okay, it was same thing happening this morning that I couldn't find my cursor. So I'm going to welcome everybody. We are going to be looking at Bhavas, the principles, and this is the 13th class of the Foundations of Vedic Astrology. And this photograph is of goddess Ganges. Always the goddess Ganges is pictured riding a crocodile, alligator, alligator more, but in India they are called crocodiles. So yeah, that is. And this is me with Lord Ganesha at the British Museum. And we continue with our class. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvikhnam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahman Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Om Brahma Murari Stipurantakari Bhanu Shashi Bhumi Suto Budhascha Guruscha Shukraha Shanirahu Ketava Sarve Graha Shanti Bhavo Om Dadhi Shankatushārabham Shirodharanavasambhavam Namami Shashinam Somam Shambho Mukatabhushanam. So we are going to do the Buddha Nama mantra. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. So, these Nama mantras, they are very beautiful, very simple, and you don't have to stress out trying to remember the mantra. And you can do it on Wednesday, or you can do it if you want to strengthen your Mercury, and chant 3 times, 12 times, 108 times. So also I want to tell you about the India temple trip on the 27 nakshatra temples. It's January 24th to February 9th, 2024. And you can get all the information on my website, komela.com. I am doing free webinar on 2nd of July 2023, and it is at 9 a.m. PST. So if you'd like to join it, you can email me. I have as yet not got it on my website or newsletter even, but I'm going to talk about what to expect, all the things. So the webinar is on 2nd of July, 9 a.m. my time PST. And if you want a link for it just now, then it's komela9@gmail.com. And so bhavas, the principles of the houses. So we are now going on lesson 13. And remember that I look at your chart if you are in the class. Now, if you can remind me where I finished last week, that would be good. I think I finished. All of you have to start from the beginning, but just remind me about it. The bhavas are divided into different types of houses. The quality of the houses, the planet rules are essential in understanding their ultimate impact. So the first, fourth, seventh, and 10th houses are Kendra houses. Planets placed in Kendra houses get energized. Planets that rule Kendra houses are strong. Now, what you have to understand is that this is almost the first thing that astrologers will look at. Do you have planets in the Kendra houses? So Kendra houses are like the driver of the chart. So they're making things happen. So they are known as Vishnu Sthana. Vishnu is the preserver among the 3 main deities, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Kendra houses sustain the chart. So there is a rule about this, that Jupiter, Venus, waxing moon, Mercury become malefics when they own cardinal houses. Actually, they don't become malefic, but they become more aggressive than their benign nature suggests. You see, usually the benefics, they are soft and they don't want any stress, that they are being motivated and doing things. They're just like more Zen quality, you can say they have. Whereas Saturn, Sun, Mars, waning moon become benefic or more, that's their nature. They are very determined and aggressive. So the malefics find it easy to be rulers of these active houses. So they modify their nature and become positive influences. They help in the dynamic principle of the Kendra houses by their rulership. Now, I don't actually pay full attention to this rule. I always keep it at the back of my mind because this rule say that malefics become benefics and benefic becomes malefic. Actually, it doesn't work in the way you think. Only thing you have to think is that Saturn, Sun, Mars, waning moon are naturally more aggressive. So if they rule the cardinal houses, they are comfortable with it. Whereas the benefics have to be more you know, active or aggressive because they own the houses. Then Trikona. Trikona means trine. The first, fifth, ninth houses are Trikona houses. Their rulers are always auspicious and bring wonderful results. Trikona houses, house lord bring good luck, even if they rule negative houses as well or placed in negative houses. So the Trikona houses are known as Lakshmi Sthana. Lakshmi is the wife of Lord Vishnu. She is the goddess of wealth, good fortune, power, luxury, beauty, fertility, and auspiciousness. Planets ruling or placed in Trikona bring auspiciousness, luck to the chart. So this is Prince Harry's chart, and what you can see here is his Sagittarius ascendant, and for Dvisvabhava signs, you know, the ones which are ruled by Gemini or Sagittarius, all the four Kendras are ruled by benefic planets. And here you can think about Sagittarius as a ruler of the Lagna and of the fourth house, Jupiter. It's got a little bit more aggressive energy. And anyway, Sagittarius is a warrior sign. So Jupiter in its own sign in a warrior house makes him like an warrior. So always feels he has to fight for everything. And Mercury, the other ruler, is placed in the ninth house. So that is again, there's more aggression from Mercury than we would normally expect. Now here we see that first, fourth, first thing as you ever looking at the chart, you want to see, do people have planets in Kendra houses? Because that what it sustains, and it also makes them take action and do things in life. Then second point you see is Trikona houses. So here Prince Harry, he has Jupiter in the first house, Moon in the fifth house, and Sun in the ninth house with Mercury. Now, ninth house ruler Sun is placed in the ninth house, so he has a lot of privilege and good luck. Here you see fifth house ruler, which is to do with creativity, children. It's not placed in the 12th house. So it's in its own sign, but even though it's placed in the 12th house, its nature is positive for him. Mars for Sagittarius ascendant wants to do good stuff for him. But we can say 12th house is foreign countries as well. So maybe he's living abroad, and ninth lord is in the ninth house. So this is something that we pay attention to. Now, I don't know, nobody wrote whose chart we have to look at first.
You said we would start at the beginning this week.
Oh, thank you. I thought as much. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So,
Camilla, sorry, can I ask you quickly, how are you reading it? Like how are you identifying that? Like, how does it work with the chart to see the house and to, like, the numbers are the signs, but the houses are.
no, you know, I explained to you last time also.
Okay.
One sec, I'll just explain. Let me get a chart up and I'll explain to you with the chart. Yeah, that's a good question. And this Atma Jyoti, let me explain her chart. So the number 10 is Capricorn. Yeah. And number 1 is Aries. So the houses, as you count them, this is the first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, seventh house, eighth house, ninth house, 10th, 11th, and 12th. When I'm looking at Atma Jyoti's Trikona houses, fifth house has got number 2 placed in it. That means Taurus is in the fifth house and Venus is the lord of Taurus. And then sixth number, ninth house is Mercury. Mercury is the lord of Virgo, Virgo. Mercury is the lord of the ninth house. So does that make sense to you now?
Yes, thank you.
So the house numbers in the North Indian chart, the house numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the tradition is that you just put the number of the sign in the house. So the house numbers will remain the same. In South Indian chart, the signs are the same. So you have to think about what houses it is. So I personally find it easier to look at the North Indian chart, but you can look at it. So now Muthu said first house is both a Kendra and a Trikona. So it has a double role. It's both dynamic and it's also auspicious. And here we see in Atma Jyoti's chart, she doesn't have any planet in Kendra houses. So therefore she sometimes, in order to drive herself to do things, maybe Atma Jyoti, you have to think from the mind. I'll talk about it later when we look at the moon chart. But from the ascendant, you don't have any planets in the Kendra houses. Now, as far as Trikona are concerned, Trikona lords are always auspicious. So here we see Capricorn ruler Saturn is placed in its own sign, second house of wealth, Aquarius sign, house is wealth. The fifth house ruler is Venus, and Venus is placed in your 12th house. 12th house is house of spirituality, moksha, foreign countries as well. And your 9th house ruler is also placed in the 12th house. Now, for Capricorn ascendant, Venus rules the 5th house and the 10th house. So it rules both a Kendra and Trikona. So that's why Venus becomes a very good planet for you. And Bindu, we can see, right? See, the North Indian chart is easy to see, but if you're used to South Indian, you'll be finding it equally easy. But here we can see the Kendras are very activated for Bindu. And not only that the Kendras are activated, the Kendras only got benefic planets in them. So we have Jupiter in the Lagna, Moon, 4th house now, and Venus in the 7th house. So this is also a lucky factor. Then what are the good rulers here? Moon is Lagna Lord. 5th Lord is Mars. And Mars and Ketu both are in the 8th house. And what I was saying is that even though Mars is in a difficult house position, we'll just talk about the difficult houses. It's still, its intention towards you is very good. So Mars, as a ruler of your 5th house and 10th house, it becomes a very good planet for you, both Kendra and Trikona. And then 9th house, Jupiter, 9th house Lord is in the ascendant. Very good aspect, general, good. And you have Sun and Mercury placed in the 9th house. And Sun rules your 2nd house of money. Mercury rules 11th house, 12th house of expenses, and 3rd house of self-effort. So this, you see, the thing about Jyotish is that there's a lot to work with, there's a lot of things that you are looking at when you are seeing the chart. And and I can't make that easier for you because that is what Jyotish is about. So here we have Jaja and Leo Lagna. And you can see immediately in the North Indian chart, it's visible, Kendras are occupied. So Jaja can be very dynamic personality. And that is something, Jaja, you have to think about yourself. Um, are you dynamic? Are you very, always on the go doing things? It's a fixed kind of dynamic because all these planets are fixed signs, but still there is the drive because planets have fallen in the Kendra houses. The fifth house, you have Moon and Mercury. Usually that will give you a lot of creativity, ideas. And the rulers for you, Lagna Lord Sun, fifth Lord Jupiter, and ninth Lord Mars. These are your very good planets. And here you can also see that Mars rules the fourth house and the ninth house. So together, Mars will have a positive impact on you. So malefics and trikona. Malefics placed in trikona bhava can stop the flow of good energy. Sometimes when you have a malefic in the fifth or ninth house, you don't take your good luck for granted. You think, I'm not having good luck. You try to make your own decisions. And then that can block the flow of energy. So then we come to Dushtana Bhavas. Dushtana is a combination of two words. Dur, Sthana. Dur means negative, Sthana means place. So combined word is Dushtana. 6th, 8th, and 12th houses are Dushtana houses. They are unfavorable houses. Planets that rule them create problems where they are placed. Planets placed in Dushtana are troubled. 6th house and Lord causes obstacles, injuries, disease. 8th house creates unexpected transformation, troubles, and the Lord troubles the signification of the house it's placed in. Planets in 8th can bring long-term health problems. 12th house and Lord can cause a loss or expenses. Benefics placed in these houses are spoiled, as are the significations of the houses they rule. Malefic planets do well. Actually, malefics do very well in the 6th house. All planets placed in 8th and 12th house do suffer in the material world. You see, usually people following a spiritual path or a alternative path, they do tend to have Jyotish, have planets in 6th, 8th, and 12th, because we are trying to find answers for them that attracts us to this situation. 6th house indicates struggles, health issues, obstacles, competition, competitiveness. 8th house, sudden transformation, can show long-term health issues. 12th house, loss or lack of understanding regarding the planets placed in the 12th house. So here we have Johnny Depp's chart. I'm using some of the charts I've used in the previous classes. But what you see here is that Johnny Depp Lagna is Cancer, and Lagna Lord Moon is placed in the 6th house. So it's placed in a Dushtana house. It's placed with Ketu. Ketu, being a malefic, usually does well in the 6th house. The sign in the 6th house is Sagittarius. And so you see that he can feel blocked in his life. He can also be very competitive, always wanting to overcome obstacles. Johnny Depp is very successful, but he has also had lot of issues regarding obstacles, fighting, all those aspects are there. So you can see that Lagna Lord in Dushtana and Ketu. So Ketu deals with rejection as well. So he has this kind of combination here. And then his other rulers, here we see Jupiter is the 6th lord in the 9th house. But you would say he's quite well placed in Pisces' own sign. So now Jupiter has these two roles to play. He's playing as a difficult planet and as a positive planet. And 9th lord in the 9th house, Johnny Depp, I don't know whether you saw his films. What is it? Pirates of the Caribbean. Very successful, good luck, good opportunities. But as the 6th lord Jupiter may make him take the wrong advice or have issues with his father. So those are the things, you know, you have to analyze. His 5th lord, 8th lord, Saturn is placed in Capricorn in the 7th house. And 7th house is house of relationships, marriage, and his problems with his relationships are very much public knowledge. And in the 12th house, he has Rahu in the 12th house. And Rahu can bring huge expenses in the 12th house. 12th house Lord Mercury is placed in the 11th house of earnings. So a lot of times, even though he can earn a lot, he has lost his earnings, or he has wasted his earnings, lost his earnings. So you can see all these Dushtana houses. Remember, all of us have Dushtana houses. So it's not, it's sort of part of our lives. Then Doja Cat, she's a singer and she has a complicated name, Amala Ratna Zandil Damin. But I don't know her at all. Somebody sent me her chart and I was looking for someone to have planets in the 12th house. And here you see Moon and Mercury are in the 12th house. 12th house is, you know, when you have Moon in the 12th house, the mind is very unsettled and emotional. And also generally planets in the 12th house are like here. Very hidden. I can't see my hand. I can see it because I'm seeing a picture of myself. But people, they don't always understand the 12th house issues. So here she can emotionally spend. She can also be very spiritual because 12th house represents spirituality as well. So these Dushtana houses, we are wanting to look at them to see if there are any planets placed in Dushtana houses and, you know, what is there. And so I'm just. So Jennifer here, you can see Moon is in the 8th house and Mercury is in the 12th house. So Moon and Mercury, they are both planets of the mind. So when you have Moon in the 8th, Mercury in the 12th, the mind can be very unsettled. Now, I can tell you that my Moon is also in the 8th house. And before Jyotish and practice of yoga, my mind was very troubled. I used to always feel anxious and worried and, you know, always mind is going everywhere. But since yoga, And since Jyotish, when I found that I had moon in the 8th house, then I've been doing remedies, including chanting and all the spiritual things. So 8th house moon, as Jennifer, you have, it's also your ascendant ruler. So as the ascendant ruler goes into the 8th house, sometimes you can do your actions have unexpected consequences. You may deal with many changes in your life at different times. Now, 12th house ruler actually is in dignity. Mercury is in its own sign. That helps it a lot because it's in Gemini. It helps it a lot. So it creates like a positive planetary aspect. Now, your Cancer Lagna and Jupiter is ruling the 6th house and the 9th house. So both a difficult house and a very positive house. So Jupiter's position in the 3rd house in Virgo can bring both opportunities and difficulties. And 3rd house is also connected to siblings. So you have to see how those, how Jupiter acts there. This is something you have to work with. And June, we see here that Dushtana, Rahu in the 6th house. Now, all malefics do very well in the 6th house. So you don't have to worry. They are competitive. They can overcome difficulties. They can be strong and you experience them as such. You don't have any planets in the 8th house, but 12th house, you have Moon, Saturn, and Ketu. So that is something definitely you need to work on, spirituality, yoga, meditation, mantra, because moon is very unsettled here. Saturn is exalted. So Saturn does quite well in the 12th house. Ketu also does okay in the 12th house, especially if you are thinking more about spiritual things rather than thinking about material things. So any questions? Anybody has any questions, comments?
Hi, Camilla. Would you say there's a moon, Saturn, Ketu conjunction there in the 12th?
Yeah.
And what would that imply? Because I know moon and Saturn and Ketu sometimes, Ketu and Saturn can be volatile, right? Depending on.
Yeah, I mean, the moon is more, it's really moon, Saturn are bothering, sorry, Saturn, Ketu are bothering the moon.
Moon.
And 12th house is a house where you don't always understand what the issue is. So with Jyotish allows you to see what your problem is so that you can do something about it. And Saturn is more planet of moksha, so it wants spiritual things. So Saturn, but Ketu and Saturn is also paying back karma, but you see, this is exalted Saturn. So when exalted planet is in the 12th house, it is more focusing on a spiritual thing. So Saturn is strong there.
Thank you.
Pomila ji, if Ketu is suppose in someone's 8th house, does Ketu do well in the 8th house, like spiritually speaking?
It's spiritually well, but any planet in the 8th house causes health problems. So Ketu being headless can give secret health problems.
Oh.
Actually, I gave a list of planets and what health issues they represent in the 6th house, the 2 weeks ago in the class. So you can read up that list and see what each planet is there So for example, I have moon in the 8th house. I've got diabetes, which is related to moon. It can be also related to Venus if you have Venus in the 8th house. So it's not that health is not manageable, but it brings some health issues.
But it may also
Kamalaji?
signify some
Yes, yes.
unexpected. Sorry, I was just saying that in the 8th house, you said malefics may do well in these Dushtana houses. So Ketu being a malefic, could it bring some unexpected, transformation or something for the better?
It can bring, I mean, one can't say transformation is always for the worse, but actually I made a rider there that in my experience, only 6th house malefics do well in the 6th house. 8th and 12th malefics don't do 100% well unless they are in a position of dignity, but they will still cause some things that are dysfunctional in the worldly sense.
Thank you.
Sorry, who was asking question?
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
So Kamalaji, so if a Dushtana, the ruler of a Dushtana houses is placed in another Dushtana house, does it means like it has double obstacles or double
No, actually, if a Dushtana
difficulties?
ruler is placed in another Dushtana house is actually good because it one blocking house goes to the other, it overcomes the obstacles.
So
rather-
it's like it becomes like counteract the
Yes,
difficulties.
yeah. So
Okay.
like when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm. So Junjie said, I do spend a lot of time, effort on spiritual development. Now I'm glad to know it's a good thing to do. Especially, if anybody has planets in 6, 8, and 12 houses, especially moon in 6, 8, and 12 house. Meditation, yoga, mantra practice, all those things are very useful to them. And, one sec, I just bring her chart up. So Junjie here with Moon Saturn. Now, I find that with Moon Saturn, sometimes when life is very pressurized, I can't deal with it. I have Moon Saturn, but not together in the same house. But so I've tried to make my life less stressful. So all the things I do, I make my life less stressful. And that is something it can help you a lot, Sunjay, because you have Ketu one side, Saturn, both telling you, I should do more and more. Whereas what you have to do is to try to make life, simplify your life. So now we go to another of these planetary house positions. These are called Upachaya Bhava. 3rd, 6th, 10th, and 11th houses are Upachaya houses. And the quality of these houses improves throughout the life, and planets gain strength throughout the individual's life. So you see that if you have planets in Upachaya houses and planets, so there's one special rule that planets placed in Upachaya can improve, but planets ruling Upachaya negative, for 10th house, look at Kendra rule, they have the capacity to harm the houses where they are placed. Malefics in Upachaya flourish. All planets in 10th and 11th house are strong. 11th house ruler is always malefic. I told you this rule last time as well. And you see, if you look at, one sec here, Doja Cat, 3rd house, 6th house, 10th house, 11th. She doesn't have any planet in those houses. But Johnny Depp, he has Ketu moon, Lagna Lord in the 6th house. So as 6th house is in Upachaya, he can improve his life, even though there are lots of blocks and things. This is a growth house. Upachaya means they'll upward. And then he has Sun, Venus, Mercury in the 11th house, which is also an Upachaya house. You know, planets in Upachaya, they always do well. And so we have here Laven's chart, and we can see here 3rd house, 6th house, 10th house, and 11th. Jupiter is in the 11th house in Upachaya house. Jupiter does well in the 11th house. He's always going to be positive. I don't worry about the 10th house rule. Venus will be up good for you. 10th house ruler in the 4th, maybe working from home, working with property, things that 4th house represents. But the, you know, Saturn rules your 6th house in the Lagna. So that is, you know, you can feel Saturn, 6th house lord in the ascendant. Now here we have Ketu. Shobha's question was Ketu in the 8th house. It's good for spiritual things, wonderful for spiritual things, research, everything. But Ketu can bring unexpected change, transformation, and also health issues. Usually with Ketu, it's hidden health issues. Now here for Levant, Mars in the 12th house in Dushtana. Mars is good planet for you because you're Leo, so Mars rules the 4th house and 9th house, but it is gone into a Dushtana. So sometimes you may not know how to use your Mars. You may find you have some hidden anger issues. Although Cancer is not known for being angry, but it's still Mars can, you know, what to do, how to act. 4th house lord in the 12th may show you want to live abroad or away from where you are living, because 4th house is home, 12th house can be lost. So that could show living abroad. Lynn, you have Upachaya houses. You have Mars, Ketu in the 6th house. This is very good. Mars loves being in the 6th house. Ketu is fine in the 6th house. If you want them somewhere, this is a good Upachaya position. You have Sun, Moon in the 10th house. Again, Kendra and Upachaya, excellent position. Venus, Mercury, another Upachaya house. So all these you have planets in 3 out of 4 Upachaya houses. This is a very positive aspect. That means not only that you grow with life, you improve, dynamic quality is also there. And Maureen, we see again nothing in the 3rd house, Venus, Rahu in the 6th house. Now, generally, Venus is not the best placement in the 6th house. It's your 9th house ruler in the 6th house, 2nd house ruler in the 6th house, because Venus is a benefic. Rahu does very well in the 6th house, but because 6th house is Upachaya, you can learn to develop it, you can overcome the obstacles. And I find people who have Venus in the 6th house have some talent, you know, that they work hard on and they can develop their talent. You don't have anything in the other Upachaya houses, but because the 6th house is both Dushtana and Upachaya, you have to keep the mind in the back of your mind, the Upachaya quality. and Myra. You have Mars Ketu again, very similar to Maureen. Here we see that Mars Ketu both do very well in the 6th house. This is a good placement. Of course, 6th house also can give you interest in health and healing. Sometimes people in the medical field can have planets in the 6th house, and Mars, Ketu both. Now, Mars is your best planet. By being placed in the 6th house, it's bringing positive stuff to it. But at the same time, it can 10th house ruler in the 6th means definitely interest in all the things that 6th house represents for your work. And 5th house ruler in the 6th, this can create sometimes some obstacle as far as children are concerned, even though 5th house, wherever he's placed, is a good position. Then Rahu in the 12th house. Rahu, 12th house can give lot of foreign travels, but you have to watch your expenses always. Rahu, he loves spending and loves big gestures. So when you have Rahu in the 12th house, you do need to be conscious of that. So I already looked at that, one sec. So then Samabhava, 2nd and 12th, 8th and 12th house are regarded as neutral houses. They usually give results of the other house they rule. In practice, 8th and 12th are always malefic, or you could say challenging. So if you are looking at 8th and 12th houses, you can see that there will be some challenges there with them as well. And here we have Brad Pitt's chart, and you see he has many planets in 2nd house, 5 planets in the 2nd house, which is neutral. It can be positive or negative. And general rule is this, that the 2nd house ruler acts as the other house it rules. And in Brad Pitt's case, the 2nd house ruler Jupiter is ruling the 5th house of creativity, higher mind, children. He has Jupiter in the 5th house. He has children. He's very creative. He's an actor. He's very artistic. Actually, sometimes you see some of the his house. I saw some photographs of his house, very creatively done. So that 2nd house ruler in the 5th, that is a very good aspect. Now, 8th house ruler Mercury has gone into the 2nd house. I always think that it can bring some issues regarding money, because 8th house ruler in the 2nd house, and then 12th house ruler in the 3rd house. 3rd house is house of self-effort. So sometimes it can show wasteful effort or not doing. Relationship with siblings is at a distance. So then the Trik houses, 3rd, 6th, 8th, and 12th are also known as Trik houses. Now this is something just Trik houses, the 3 Dushtana plus the 3rd house. So 3rd house is also, so the Trik really means similar to Dushtana. 3rd house is Upachaya, but also Trik. 3rd house is actually one of the houses that people don't recognize its difficulties, because it represents the ego. So from a spiritual point of view, it's not considered good. But 3rd house is also the house of effort. And it is also the house of motivation and initiative. So I mean, all these houses, they have some role to play, but they also have some difficult role to play. Generally, in 3rd and 6th house, malefic planets are very well placed. I find 8th and 12th not, you don't want any planet if you can help it. If you have a planet placed there, then you have to think, what is the effort I'm making to calm that energy down? That is the most important factor to consider. Then Marakas rulers of second and seventh house have death inflicting qualities. Usually they will perform their other duties like marriage and wealth, but they can give health problems, transformations during their dasha. When the time is right, they take on death giving qualities. Now I have to explain something to you. In India, when originally people used to go to see an astrologer, he would say, you're born at this time, you're going to die on this date. That's he would tell. And you have to think that in the olden times, uh, life was uncertain. So people wanted to know how long they are going to live. Now, none of us astrologers work with that now. Because what if you got it wrong, if you said the wrong thing to somebody? And secondly, Maraka planet houses, they will give like second house and second house ruler gives money, wealth, good speech. Seventh house will give marriage. Marriage also is a big change. If you get married, you have a new friends, new family, you know, both sides. So you could say that something to do with these houses, they bring some change. So here we have Rihanna's house chart, sorry. And what you see is that in Rihanna's chart, Jupiter, Lagna Lord is placed in the second house. So we will not say that she is it is creating any issues with death for her. It's more that her interest is in money and finances. Second house, Dhana Bhava. She is one of the wealthiest pop stars. She has a fashion label, a beauty label. She sings, dances, acts, everything. So you see that second house singing. So you are not taking it as a Dushtana. Second house Lord, Mars, is placed in the 10th house of Upachaya house. So her wealth creation is through career. And you see Mars, Saturn, it's a difficult combination, but if you want it somewhere, you want it in the 10th house. So she has this Mars, Saturn in the 10th house. So, and then 7th house, she has Mercury rules the 7th house, so Ketu is placed there. Ketu can bring rejection, issues in relationship, but mostly Ketu and Mercury will bring marriage and relationships. When I say the time is right, there's a longevity is worked out. And then during that time, they will look at the dasha. We have not studied the dashas as well as yet, but if at that time they will then decide what dasha is on, is if the person's longevity is say 90 years, then the dasha is on that has the possibility of being maraka. Otherwise, these these houses and house rulerships will be doing their normal work. So that is what is important to understand. So then some houses have conflicting reflect differing energies, like 10th house is both Kendra and Upachaya. Similarly, second house is both Sama and Maraka. 7th house is both Kendra and Maraka. These houses will invariably reflect qualities of these things. Like I explained to you, for Cancer ascendant, 6th house and 9th house ruler are the same. So it will give some effect of the 6th house, but also of the 9th house. And this skill comes with time, you know, that once you are looking at charts and analyzing them, then you understand all these conflicting. Second house ruler will reflect the quality of the other house it rules. For Taurus rising, Mercury rules the 2nd and the 5th house. It brings all the positive energy of the 5th house and will enhance the house where it is placed. Second Lord will bring in wealth, but it is a Maraka planet. And when the time is right, during its dasha, it can lead to transformation, health issues, even death. So you see in Rihanna's chart, when she was in Ketu dasha, she had a major crisis because she had a violent episode at that time through relationships, which changed her. So sometimes, you know, the negative energy can make a change for you. So these house rulerships, they are very important to understand all the different, but what I was trying to say is that don't think about just the Maraka as a death-giving planet. It is going to give relationships. So for example, in Myra's chart, 7th Lord is going Saturn, it's exalted. So it brings relationships for her. Moon will bring relationships for all her life till the time is there that she has to go. Then only it will be the time for Maraka. So Mohini, we see here lots of planets in the 10th house, Kendra house, 11th, Kendra and Upachaya, 11th house, Kendra and Upachaya. These are very dynamic positions. Saturn, Mars in the 9th house, this is not the best position. And you can help yourself, Mohini, because sometimes you'll not take advice so easily, because Saturn thinks I know better, Mars thinks I know better. So that is something to think about. Even Jupiter is Upachaya, so you have 3rd house, 10th house, 11th house. So lot of growth in your chart, dynamic energy that is there. And Muthu here, we can see again Venus, Moon, 3rd house, Upachaya house, 11th house, Jupiter, Mars, Upachaya house. Planets always do well in Upachaya houses. Rulers are not so good, but in Muthu's case, 3rd Lord is in the 3rd house. That means that it is an emotional energy for him. 3rd Lord in the 3rd. So maybe when you are acting, you can be very sensitive, emotional, how you connect with people when, you know, so that is something. Then you have 11th Lord in the 11th house. That is good for you financially. You can have multiple earnings that are there. So those are the things to look out for. Natalie, so we can see here that number of planets in the 12th house. Ketu in the 6th house, it does very well. Ketu, Rahu, Mars, Saturn, you know, 6th house, Upachaya house, it's a very good placement. You have Moon in the 11th house, that is a good placement. But you have 4 planets in the 12th house. So that needs handling. You see, I feel that nothing is negative, but we have to learn how to handle it. And especially 12th house is good for foreign countries. It's good for expenses, but it's also good for spirituality. So when you have so many planets in the 12th house, then you have to think more spiritual of how you are dealing with these situations. And I'm just going to look at the next step in this. And Natalie, I'll look at your chart in a minute again. So then the most important factor that we are looking at in the chart analysis is Sudarshan Chakra. Su means good, Darshan means view. Together it means to get a good view, usually used when people go to see the deities and gods in the temples. It shows the ability to get the best view. You know, you get the darshan, you're seeing something very beautiful. So darshan chakra is the wheel of Vishnu, and it studies the charts from all the perspectives. So Sudarshan Chakra is known as the wheel of time, where the natal charts are studied from the Lagna ascendant, Chandra Lagna, moon as the ascendant, and Surya Lagna, sun as the ascendant. Here you can see this is Lord Vishnu has many heads. And we also have many heads and very different points of view with which we study the chart. So you see, first, obviously you see from the ascendant, which so far I've been looking, but there's a moon ascendant point of view and Surya Lagna point of view. And just to explain to you where I'm sitting here, I can see the front of my house, little, there's trees there. Just now this is covered, so I can't see anything. I can only see a yellow, white sheet. But I can see you guys. But if you see, I have all these books here and deities, both sides. I can't see that. You can see it maybe now clearly. I can see because I can see in the video. So in order to see that, I have to look back to see all my books, what they are doing. I have a lot of papers here that need to be sorted out. So you see, this aspect is very important, that viewpoint. So when we are just looking at somebody from the Lagna point of view, we are only seeing one viewpoint. So we want to see the Chandra Lagna. So here's the Sudarshan Chakra, Lord Vishnu, he's carrying the chakra in his hand. And here we have, this was one of the rare temples I visited. Actually, this temple is in the Vishakha Nakshatra temple. They have the Sudarshan Chakra there. Very rare. And here you see that this is Sudarshan, the human form of Sudarshan. And if you look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he has 12 arms. So 12 arms, it represents the 12 months of the year, the 12 signs of the zodiac, and the 12 houses of the zodiac. Even this, on his, this sun-like energy chakra on his head also has 12 spokes on it. So this is really the important point. And if planets repeat their traits, house placements, house rulership from maximum points of view, then they will truly act like that. If rulers of the 3 lagnas are in harmony, then your life is going to be much easier. And why I said with Natalie, I would look at her other lagnas, because what you're seeing here is that from the ascendant, these 4 planets are in the 12th house, but it's very important to see what is the point of view from the moon. So what is the moon seeing? Moon is our mind, our emotions, our thinking. And now you see from the moon, these planets have gone to the 2nd house, and Venus has gone to the 12th house, and Mercury, Sun are in the 11th house. So, there's a different point of view when you see from the moon. Moon is in Cancer. It has its own lagna, its own personality and its own viewpoint. So how your mind is perceiving those things may be different from what the physical aspect is there. And then we look at the sun lagna for Natalie, and here we see sun is in Taurus and Venus is in the 2nd house from the sun. Moon is in the 3rd house, and 4 planets are in the 5th house. And fourth house, sorry, fifth sign in Leo. So you see that there are three different points of view, the same chart, and each of these qualities is very important because Lagna chart represents the physical body, thinking, analytical mind. Moon chart is the mind and the human consciousness, our emotions, our thinking, which will guide the life on earth. Sun, the universal consciousness, which shows eternal soul, what it wants to achieve in life. It's also connected to profession and career. Sun can also be ego, moon is the mind, Lagna is the intellect, so each one of them has a role to play in the chart. Together they represent an integrated part. Studying the Sudarshan chakra of an individual, a picture emerges of your inner outer self and its connection to eternity. In Jyotish, there are many different points of view because we are not stuck just this is our birth chart and this is the only point of view. Just like my room, it has so many different areas to see. Then, different viewpoints that you can see in the chart. So let us just look at Sabrina. Sorry, I just always start with the ascendant, and we can see moon is in the fourth house, sun is in the eighth house. Now also sometimes in rare cases, my niece, she has sun, moon, ascendant, all in Taurus. So all her viewpoints are same. So very fixed, either it's fixed positive or fixed difficult. Either way, because all her three viewpoints are combined together. So here we see the Lagna point of view. Again, we have the 4 planets in the 12th house for Sabrina. But if we look at it from the moon point of view, now moon is in Sagittarius, and what you see is here, Sun and Mercury go into the 5th house, and Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Rahu in the 9th house. And from the moon, 9th house ruler is in the 5th house, and 5th house rulers in the 9th house. So you see, this is now showing a totally different point of view for Sabrina, and it is emphasizing education, higher learning, good luck, good opportunity, but it is the thinking that can transform everything. And then if we look at from the sun chart, we again see exalted sun, and then you see that sun, moon, and all these planets are in Kendra position from the sun and the moon. So you see 5th house, 9th house, very important. And especially from the sun, where the moon is placed, that's what makes you emotionally happy. So creativity, higher mind, higher thinking, dharma, all those factors are there. So you see this Sudarshan chakra is showing a new point of view, or let me put it another way, additional point of view for the same chart. So if we were just looking at Sabrina from the Lagna, we would not get the Sudarshan. We wouldn't get the whole picture. We'll get only partial picture.
So Camilla, when would that be useful to do? Like when you do readings, do you look at all the different ascendants like that, or is it more for like a specific concern if somebody's like, oh, Like if it's from the moon's perspective, is that to do more with matters that are like to do with like the emotional life or the emotional lens, or how does that translate?
No,
in this?
this is a basic interpretation of the chart. So when I'm looking at a chart, I automatically look at the 3 points of view. You see, this is not advanced. We are still on basics only, So I would look at moon chart definitely.
Mhm.
And as I was just looking at Sabrina's chart where we have so different the points of view are, then it is important to look at it. So I automatically look at that. I may not tell the client that simply because the clients may not know all this, so I don't want to confuse them.
Right, because it
Mm.
seems like a lot to put together into like
Yeah.
a concise.
Yeah, it becomes easier as you go along. As
Right.
yet, just don't worry about it. But I would say that checking your chart from the moon's point of view is very important because that's your mind point of view.
Okay, thanks.
So for example, say from the moon, you have a very emphasized, like in Sabrina's chart, there's emphasized 9th, 5th and 9th house from the moon's point of view. So she does have, study and knowledge and those aspects. Suppose 10th house is emphasized from the moon, then a person is going to have a good career, even though it doesn't show from her Lagna point of view. So those are the things you have to do. And as I said right at the top of the class, it's a problem, too much information in Jyotish. That is something we have to look at. So here's Sandy's chart. And so again, you see 4 planets in the 12th from the Lagna, Moon in the 2nd house, Venus in the 9th house, Sun, Mercury, Aries in the 8th house. So when I'm looking at this chart, I'm definitely interested to see what is happening from the moon Lagna. So here we see from the moon Lagna. You see, now we have Sun, exalted Sun opposite to the moon, and Mercury is in Kendra. Moon's Lord Venus has gone into the 8th house of transformation and change. But look at these planets. They have gone, instead of the 12th house, they've gone into the 11th house from the moon. So you have to rethink the ideas and analysis. And that is an Upachaya house. It's a profit house. And again, from the Sun, Lagna, you see Sun in Aries, and then lot of emphasis here on the 5th house. And Sun is a 5th lord in the Lagna. So we have this exchange as well. And one more chart. So Sattara, and let's always start with the Lagna. So you see now Sattara has a major signature in her chart. Look at the Kendra is very occupied. So when I'm analyzing the chart, I'm looking at this super dynamic personality is there. Then I can see Mars Saturn from the ascendant is in the 10th house, which is a good position for it to be in. And Jupiter, another Upachaya house, 11th house, and Moon, Jupiter opposite each other. That is good. And then we look at the moon chart. So how does the mind is perceiving this chart? And here we see Jupiter from moon, Jupiter's in Kendra. So that is good. Now Mars, Saturn go into another Upachaya house from the moon. And 6th house, obstacles, health, healing, overcoming obstacles. Both Mars, Saturn will be happy to do that. From the moon, Ketu is in the 9th. So Ketu will be interested in Ketu type of studies, past lives, spirituality. And then we see again a third house very active from the moon. Venus, Mercury, Rahu, Sun in the third from the moon. So that is an Upachaya house. And again now, because Sun is in the opposite sign from the ascendant, we have all the kendras occupied from the Sun Lagna as well. And remember, Sun Lagna is also to do with career, and Mercury is there, Rahu is there, Venus is there. It can show career related to any one of these three aspects as well. And Jupiter's in the fifth house from the Sun. Fifth house ruler is with the Sun. Moon is in the 11th house. So number of things that you can see from the, sorry, I just finished the class, then I will talk to you. So this is Deepak Chopra's chart. And so we see he's Aquarius Lagna. So, you know, Deepak Chopra, he's a spiritual writer, and he's a author and a guru and advisor to a lot of people, and he lectures all over the world. Many books he has written, spiritual books. Here we see his Aquarius Lagna. Lagna Lord Saturn is in the 6th house. Now 6th house is Upachaya house, and 6th house is also to do with health. And Deepak Chopra's dad was a doctor, and he sent Deepak Chopra to USA to study medicine. And so originally Deepak Chopra came to study medicine, and then he met Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and he became more spiritual, and he studied Ayurveda, and he had Ayurvedic spiritual centers in all over USA and in West Coast. Then now the other Lord is in the 4th house, Rahu, and Rahu in the 4th house can give you big houses, grand houses, but he has also lived in the West Coast, then East Coast, then West Coast again. So he's changed his houses quite some time. From the Lagna, you can see 9th house is very occupied. 4 planets in the 9th house. He's a writer. He has written at least 15, 20 books, could be more. But we can see moon in the 8th house. So mind is unsettled, 8th house. So that in searching for how to deal with the mind, he started doing his spiritual things. 10th house, Upachaya, Ketu is there. So doing something alternative. Venus is the 9th house ruler in the 10th house. So he's also, known as a teacher, advisor, author. Now let's look at his Sudarshan Chakra from his moon point of view. So here we have a moon chart, and from moon, he's Virgo moon. So Virgo moon means he's very analytical, perfectionist, and Lord of the moon, Mercury is in the 2nd from the moon. Jupiter, Sun, Mars. Now he's very well known for his speeches, his lectures. People follow him, his speech, but he's also interested in money. He has earned a lot of money. So the moon lord is in the 2nd house. You could also say money. 2nd house is also vision. So you see this emphasis. Then Saturn is in the 11th house, Upachaya house. And 11th lord, moon is 11th lord from itself. So again, profiting from life, those things are important for him. And then finally, the sun chart. Sun is in Libra. And again, what we see here is that 4 planets, Sun plus 3 planets, So a lot of focus on himself, his ego, you can say, but fame, because lot of planets with the sun. And the Lord Sun is in Libra, Venus is in the second house, again connected to money, finances. And from the Sun also, 11th Lord is in the first house. He has Saturn strong in the 10th house from the Sun. So he successful career. And we could say that 10th house Lord is in the 12th house from the Sun. So he had a major change of career from a doctor to a spiritual person. So you could say that there was a loss of career. So these Sudarshans, these different turning the charts around, these are very important. And I will, next week, we are going to talk about Lagna. And I will talk a little bit more about the Sudarshan with the Lagna. So I'm open for any questions you have, anything.
So, Camilla, this is Satya.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, so when you look at the chart from the sun, is it more to find out about a person's career or main activity in
The
life?
Sun is, you could see career, ego, personality.
Okay.
So you're actually trying to get a whole picture of a person. You know, so you look at these 3 points of view to see every angle that you're covering about a person.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Bye.